Hello.
Hello. So, welcome to this video. If you're seeing this video, basically I'm gonna be giving a more medical take to share my story of kind of what's going on and what's been going on for the past year, and taking a look at my brain tumor from a more medical perspective. So, tonight is June 28th. 2024, and it's in the evening, so we're eating dinner right now. Well, I already ate, but I have John here. You want to give an introduction of yourself, who you are? This is my friend John. Okay. So this is John.
I don't know. Introduction? Should give me okay, my name is John.
Okay, I guess.
Hi.
Yeah, okay, this is my friend John. He's going to be in this video as well, just to get some more details on this medical take. I have some food here as well.
Oh yeah, we're doing a mukbang.
We're doing a mukbang.
Look, I got food.
He's eating his
Oh my
dinner.
God.
He almost dropped it off.
Dude, that would have been like actual recreation of the Tyler 1 moment. Like literally, like he was doing this pose too.
When he
Alright.
dropped his plate of spaghetti right?
on his keyboard.
Yeah.
Had some pieces of chicken. Normally I don't eat dinner this early.
I went to Wendy's and I bought a chili, a bun, and some crackers. So
Some strawberries.
we'll make this a mukbang.
That'll feed to Brian later.
The thing is, I have my notes
And some
here as
popcorn.
well, so I might need to look at some of the notes. Look at my hair, bro. It's
What?
so long. Anyways, yeah, so let's get started with a more medical dive
Chocolate.
into what's
Dark
been
chocolate.
going on. Let's
From,
start eating as well at the same
from
time.
The murderer's mom's office.
Yeah, he has some. John told me earlier to try that
Oh,
dark
yeah.
chocolate with blueberries.
Blueberries. It's so
'cause
good,
it's
actually.
really good.
I don't know, because sometimes the blueberries are a bit sour, and then the dark chocolate is bitter. It cancels out. I feel
Oh,
like.
really?
I don't know. I like
So
it.
it's like fries and ice cream at McDonald's.
Maybe. I like that.
Yeah, so we're gonna be eating whilst we do this and looking at my notes. Okay, so let's just get started with some basic facts. If you're a doctor, you'll understand it a bit more. When I first learned about this, it was in June of 2023. I think so. Today is June 28th. I think it was June 20th around then. When I first learned about this. So at that time, the tumor was in my left frontal lobe, which is a part of the brain. Of course, back then I had no clue what that is, what that controls, anything like that. And when we first found it, it was 3.33 centimeters.
Wow.
And what the doctor told me is that it's probably been there for many, many years, maybe 7 or 8 years. I've just had it there without knowing. So basically, my life changed in an instant, just like that. When I found out I had a brain tumor, I was really shocked, because, as someone with no medical background, I hear these, left frontal lobe, I don't know what that is, but tumor, when I hear tumor, I immediately think cancer. And I don't even really know too much about cancer. I just know that it's really bad. So that was my initial kind of feeling when I first learned about this news. However, fortunately, later I found out that the tumor is most likely benign, but we weren't certain. I learned that there's 4 different grades of tumors: grade 1, 2, 3, 4. So grade 4, you're dead in half a year, without a doubt. The prognosis is really bad. Grade 1 is the best case scenario. Most people with grade 1 can survive and live they have a normal lifespan. And essentially what I found out later is that mine is very, very likely a grade 1 tumor. This is called a ganglioglioma. So when I told one of my other friends was like, that sounds like it's made up.
Dude, no, all the cancer names,
Yeah.
they're really
It's
crazy.
ganglioglioma. So glioma, some
That
people might
sounds
know what that
cancer.
is. Yes.
Oma.
glioma is more
suffix.
common. This one is a more rare form too. It's called a ganglioglioma, but we found out that this tumor is benign, so it's not spreading everywhere.
Nice.
And the way we discover that is just by doing MRIs every like 6 months, stuff like that. Every 3 months, then 6 months. So also, what I found out later is that with the size of the tumor, 3.33 centimeters, at the time it didn't have to be removed. 4 centimeters, it's still okay. But if it gets to 5 centimeters, like it basically has to be removed. So surgery, I later learned, was inevitable. There's no other way around this. It's like a must. Like, if you have any questions, by the way, jump in. None of us are even eating.
Wait,
anything
was it growing? Did you guys know?
I think it was growing, but at a very insignificant rate, is what the doctors told me. So when we did a second MRI, they said, what's it called? Like, due to like variability, or like, remember how back in the day we learned like plus minus a certain number?
Okay.
Variance?
Like a range.
Yeah. I think it's called variance, right?
Okay.
Like, so there's like a little bit of a range that's considered safe. It's just due to measurement error. So it was all within that. So it wasn't growing like at a significant rate, at least, is what they told me. But nevertheless, surgery was inevitable. And this is because I kept on having seizures. Okay, let's take a dive into that too. But first, one more thing I should mention is that during the actual surgery operation, I'm going to be awake.
What the heck?
Yeah, the reason for this is because when they open up my skull, and actually take stuff out of my brain, it's in the left. At first I thought it was frontal lobe, but now we later learned that it was in the left temporal lobe, so it's probably like sitting on the edge, more like that.
Did they want to see
sections. Yeah, they're like, how much is safe to remove? Because like, if they could easily remove the whole tumor, but some parts they might just leave in there, because if they remove it and I suddenly lose my ability to speak, that will be really, really bad.
So they want to see like how you react to it live.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. So I'm gonna be awake. They're gonna make me go to sleep first with anesthesia.
Okay.
Drill through my skull, and then once they start removing the stuff, they're gonna wake me up again, and then like they're gonna asking me questions. I did this psychological assessment, and they're gonna be like asking me like, do you know what the name of this thing is? Do you know what this is? And then see if I can respond. If I can safely respond to those, then I'll be they'll know that section is safe to remove. But then if they realize that once they remove that section and I suddenly just like blank out, then they can't remove that out of my brain. Like, my brain needs that to
I mean, if they remove
operate.
it, they can't put it back in, can they?
I'm not too sure exactly.
They take it out, you black out, and then they put it
back. I don't know exactly.
They plug it in.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe they poke it a little bit just to see if it does anything. Yeah. So, despite this though, I still have, of course, with any surgery, I have a chance to. They have a chance to fail. So, failure chance is, when I first saw my doctor, my original neurosurgeon was a Waterloo one.
Oh, like,
but
a graduate from Waterloo.
Oh, no.
What?
Like, was because I went to the hospital in Waterloo.
Oh, okay.
The reason I stopped seeing him, though, is because I moved back to Richmond Hill, which is where I'm from, to stay with my family for these co-op terms. It's just probably, like, a bit safer. And we're trying to find, like, the best doctor available, but also make sure that he or she is convenient to get to. So we moved back here, so it'd be too far to go all the way to Waterloo each time. So we switched neurosurgeons. I don't know, should I mention my neurosurgeon's name? Given, like, his props or something?
Is he?
Or is it supposed to be, like, confidential if this goes online? Maybe?
I don't think it's confidential. But
okay.
It's like if something goes wrong, we know who to.
Okay. His name is Dr. Valianti.
No, nothing's gonna go wrong.
Yeah, he seems like an amazing guy. Like, at least with my interactions with him so far, his team is amazing. Like, everyone's been so kind. Even his, like, assistant named Olga, like, speaking to her has been amazing. She's this, like, sits at the front desk and does all this like management stuff. So all the emails have been going to her. Yeah, his team is really good from what I see so far.
Yeah.
Just to make the whole experience like
Did you say his
a little
name?
better. Dr. Valienti.
Valienti.
Wait, what's his first name again?
Valienti.
I don't
Sounds Italian.
I don't even remember his first name. But anyways, so Dr. Valienti, actually maybe I could share. Let me see these bugs. Let me see if I can find it in my UHN portal. It might have like some more details about the doctors who analyzed my case. The other doctor, I work with a epilepsy doctor too, to like give me prescribed medication and stuff like that. His name, he's also been really amazing throughout this whole process. Right. His name is Dr. Haber. Dr. Julian Haber, really amazing guy as well, very chill dude, has been giving me medications. The reason why I wanted to proceed with the surgery earlier is because I realized the medications weren't working too well for me. Despite continually increasing them, I'd still end up having seizures a few months later or something like that. And I had a lot of like focal seizures, so I'll explain that too.
You might have already explained.
Yeah, focal seizures. So tonic and clonic seizure is a type of seizure where most people think of, where you're like convulsing on the ground. Focal seizure, on the other hand, you're not convulsing. Like people can't tell you're seizing, but it's basically like when someone tries speaking to you, you say like gibberish, like nonsense, which makes no sense. I feel like I may have had some in front of you guys. Yeah. I never brought it up. Yeah, like I definitely know I've had it in front of one of our other friends named Henry. Like he was asking me questions. Like he was asking me questions. I couldn't say a single word back properly. He's like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." You're aware that it's happening. I know when it happens and I have memory of it, but during that moment, I just can't respond to a question at all. Damn. Like it's not life-threatening, right? Yeah. But it's still problematic when you're, let's say, in a meeting with your colleagues, right? You want to be able to talk, right? So it's been best case scenario that gets removed as well. Like, but of course, the much more significantly more dangerous ones are the tonic-clonic seizures, where you're convulsing, and that's because like you could literally pass out anywhere. Yeah, you can like fall, and there's no way. Like falling doesn't sound that dangerous, but in this case, you can't block your fall. Yeah, is another thing. So you could easily hit your head on the ground. And another thing I have to watch out for is swimming now too. I can't swim by myself because there's a chance of drowning for real in that case. Yeah, in the tonic-clonic seizures, by the way, I've already had like some in front of people, some some overnight, some in front of my family. Like I have one friend, Nathan, who's in the other video. Like he's been there for 2 seizures already. Yeah. Tonic-clonic ones. The first one, some others is that one word? Tonic-clonic? Or no, it's like tonic/clonic. I don't even know really the medical stuff, but that's the one where you're like seizing full time. Yeah, there's a slash between tonic and clonic. Okay. Yeah, I guess they put them in the same category, but there's probably a little difference that differentiates them. Okay. Yeah, in front of Nathan, I already had 2. One of them was so scary. I don't even know if I told this story in the other video. I had a tonic-clonic seizure on the airplane on our flight to Yellowknife. And so during the tonic-clonic seizures, since I have no memory of it myself, it's only from what other people tell me, right? Yeah. So what they told me was I just suddenly like make like some like like I'm gasping for air, like you make a yell. And then that's how my parents know when I have one at home, which was just like a few days ago. Wow. Actually, I just had one actually. And when I have one at home, like I just gasp. It's like I'm trying to breathe, but I can't. I can't breathe, like one of those. Bruh. And then someone, and then they just see me like vibrating, basically. So last time I was playing chess randomly on the airplane, and I just suddenly started like I just like passed out, and the person next to me, a row to the left and behind, they were like, help, help, yelling across the whole airplane because they don't know if it's like a heart attack or anything. Like, nobody knows what it is. It was a short seizure though. It only lasted 20 seconds. They're like, any doctors on board?
Do you remember?
I don't know any of this.
That's what Nathan.
Yeah, this is what they tell me. During the actual seizure, I have zero memory, zero clue of what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I lose all memory. Like, for example, with some other ones, I just suddenly wake up in the back of a hospital. All I remember is like me dancing, let's say, which is when I had my first seizure. I was at a club in Waterloo called UW Hip Hop Club, and we were learning a dance. So I remember that perfectly fine. We were learning a certain dance, everything was going well, and then suddenly what I hear is that I just fell on the ground, and then like someone tried doing CPR on me, I think.
Wait, though, aren't you only supposed to do that when you're like not
Dude,
breathing?
Yeah, they couldn't tell. They couldn't tell.
Wait, really?
I don't know, but someone tried doing that, I think.
Wow.
And then the last thing I actually remember myself vividly is me waking up in the back of the hospital. I mean, no.
Or ambulance?
Ambulance. Yeah, they're like, hi, you okay? And like all the ambulance people,
wow.
The medics are like, how are you feeling? Everything's all right. You had do you know what happened? I'm like, no. I was like super daisy too. And they're like, you had a seizure. I was like, oh, wow. Like, I was like that, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy. Wait, I had a question. It was, like, is the seizure itself damaging, or is it just that you become, like, immobile?
Yeah, the main thing is when I become immobile. Like, the fact that I can't prevent the fall, and I can hit my head from this high up to, like, the ground.
So if you were, like, lying on the bed and you had a seizure, like, nothing would happen? Or...
But there is damaging side effects, too. Like, when I wake up, I feel extremely sore. My whole body is just super sore. Like, the entire body, too. Not just, like, even, like, when we play basketball, like, we might have sore legs, right?
Yeah.
But, like, my whole body is just so tiring. I can't even move. And lately, I've been having more headaches. So, like, migraines, stuff like this. It's been pretty painful, so I needed to take Tylenol for that, for those situations.
Do you think you're sore because of shaking, or...
Yeah, I don't know the medical reasons, but I would guess since I'm like just vibrating like like so for like 2 minutes straight.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but I just feel my whole body is insanely sore. So that's how I realized, like, if I wake up suddenly and I'm super sore, I had a seizure during the nighttime while I was asleep too, which is pretty crazy.
Or you went to the gym sleepwalking.
Who knows? Maybe. But yeah, like, that's how I know now what that means. I think there was one time where I woke up super sore, and I was like, why am I so sore? I didn't even do any sports.
Wow. I'm
like, maybe I had like a short seizure. Like, I was like for like 30 seconds or something overnight. Wow. Anyways, that's more of a medical look into my situation. Let me see if there's any more things in my notes that I forgot to cover. So I already mentioned that neurosurgery is inevitable. There's a chance that I lose speech and vision. Speech is the main thing. Okay, this is one more thing. Side effect of the operation. So my verbal memory is going to weaken. Guaranteed, basically, is what they say.
Verbal memory?
Verbal memory. I'll explain what that is in a bit. So they say it's going to weaken by 20 to 30%.
Damn. Permanently?
No, that's the good thing.
Okay.
But when I first come out, like, I think I gave you this example before, right? Like, looking at the CN Tower, I wouldn't know what it is. The other example, I just spoke to this other person, part of, like, the, some medical group or something. They were telling me the CN Tower is a bit more, didn't sound as crazy as not knowing what a cup was.
Okay.
So the example she gave me was that was like, pass me that, like, can you pass me that thing over there? Like, what is that? Like, can you pass me that thing that like holds water? Like, I won't even remember what a cup is anymore, is what they say.
That's the 20 to 30%?
Yeah, like, part of the 20-30% of verbal memory that I might, that's an example she gave. So like, that was gonna be sucky for sure. Like, imagine not knowing what a cup is.
Yeah.
But you know, a good thing is, they said knowing a second language generally helps.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yes, like, so I don't know, like, imagine, like, I only know Chinese, let's say, how to say cup in Chinese, but not in English. Like, that'd be crazy. I mean, yeah. So just for, as a side note, like, I'm learning Chinese at the moment, and I have been for a couple years now. So, like, I know how to say cup in Chinese. Like, am I gonna forget both languages, or am I gonna forget just English?
How do you say it?
I don't know.
Right now?
Like, in Chinese, it's
yeah.
杯子. Yeah, in Mandarin.
杯子.
Like, that one's a really easy thing. Yeah, but I don't, like, I have no clue what to expect. I guess, like, these things, we'll see what happens. But that's what they told me were the consequences.
Is that the main thing? Wait, they said vision too, right?
Oh no, like, if the surgery fails, my vision and speech are both gonna be lost.
Holy crap. What are the chances that happens?
The first neurosurgeon said 5%, which is pretty high. That's 1 in 20 people, man. I'm like, holy crap, bro. That's crazy. But the second neurosurgeon, my new one, said 1%. And people were basically telling me, like, during 16 years, he's never seen it happen, someone told me. But this other person told me over 16 years, there's only been 2 cases where someone was, like, bleeding too much or something.
Okay.
But they eventually recovered anyways. Is it called a hemorrhage? Is that a medical term?
I think that's, yeah, it's like when you're
bleeding.
Internal bleeding?
Yeah, something like, I think one guy had a hemorrhage over the 16 years. There's only been 2 cases that have been, like, quite outstanding, I guess. But they both actually recovered from that. So
wow.
They've never seen anyone actually lose vision.
Wait, how'd they come up with the 5% then?
Yeah, I have no clue. But no, because the 2 doctors are giving different statistics too. The first neurosurgeon says 5%. The second one says 1%.
Is it just in their own experience, or are they, like, quoting something?
I have no clue. Like, there's a chance that I literally die in the surgery.
Bruh.
Right?
But very low chance.
Very low chance. But
okay, there's a chance you die from anything.
Yeah, yeah. That's what, like, in the other video, we were taking a more psychological look into, like, human life and the meaning of life. Okay. So, like, people were like, you know, you could die by lightning strike at any time.
Oh, someone said that?
Yeah. But, you know, whatever happens, happens. Like, there's no way. It'll just be my fate. And honestly, I was saying this too, like, I embrace death. I welcome it. Like, I'm not even scared of dying, because I'm actually super curious about what actually happens after death. So that will also be interesting. Of course, I don't want to die though, but, like, you know, I'm like, it would be interesting to know that though. Like, you know, the example I gave before, like, when you're driving on the highway, let's say 100 kilometers per hour, all you have to do, go like this to the steering wheel while pressing down the gas, and you're toast. And then you can figure out what happens in the afterlife.
There are a lot of ways to die.
Yeah, like,
they're very easy.
Yeah, there are.
You walk in front of a car, you walk off.
Jump off the bridge at, like,
yeah.
Yeah, there is. But
it's so easy.
But, you know, like, holy crap, it is like life, the meaning of life. But that was more in the other video, so this is a more medical look into some other things. Let's see if there's anything else that I need to cover here.
Dude, I kind of wish I had a notepad or something, because I had some things I wanted to ask. Forgotten.
Okay, think of those. Think of those as I look through some notes. Wait, eat your dinner too?
Wait, there was something. Wait, can you go?
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
size.
isn't the freaking? Oh wait, yeah. What?
Okay, the size is like it's a little bit. I would guess it's a little bit bigger now. I don't know though. I'd
Okay.
guess like maybe 3.7 or even closer to 4. I don't know. Yeah.
Since it was first measured.
Since it was
So
first
it has
measured.
grown a little bit.
I think, but I don't know. Like they say it's due to measurement error in the measuring devices, but
Okay.
yeah, it's hard to say. Like it
Mm.
needs to be removed is all
Yeah.
we know. Anyways, what were
Oh,
you
I
gonna
was
say?
gonna say, I'm pretty sure I've heard like you can't feel pain on your brain.
Oh yeah,
But like if they drill into your head, and then
yeah.
like,
I heard that too. Yeah. Your brain doesn't feel
I
pain,
mean, you'll
but
still feel it on your skull, right?
yeah,
Like,
getting into your head. Okay, so I think it's called a craniotomy. Is how they is the medical term for going inside your brain,
Mhm.
going inside your head. They basically drill like 3 holes in your skull and remove that whole piece, just so they could like dig around and stuff. So of course that part is gonna be insanely painful.
Wow.
Like, oh my
But
gosh,
you're gonna be
it's-
asleep during that.
yeah, I'm gonna be asleep during that time, but it's gonna be. But you know, despite that, I've spoken. Some other people have told me that other people who've gone through the same thing as me, they told me that despite that, like it was still incredibly painful. Worst pain they've ever felt, like ever. Like they had to hold the doctor's
During
hands.
it, like during the surgery, or like
yeah,
after.
during the surgery. They had to hold the nurse's hand, and after the surgery. Oh yeah, we should get into that later too. Yeah, but after the surgery is also pretty painful, like headaches for a long time.
Yeah,
We haven't
I
even
see that.
discussed recovery yet,
Mm.
so that's something else. I'm taking next school term off.
Is it? Wait, did you say when it was gonna happen yet? Or
Yeah.
are you going
Okay.
to say that?
I'm gonna say that right now. For now, I'm gonna blur it out though. All right, so here's I know the exact.
I'll cover your mouth.
All right, cut here. Cut the video here. Cut video here. Well, I kind of wanted to be like surprise.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah, I don't really understand that.
Yeah, no, he knows the like that it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, most people they all know that it's gonna happen.
I always envisioned it like in a while though, because I remember when you first told us, it was like it's going to happen eventually. So I was thinking, oh, it's gonna happen in like 20 years or something.
No,
or something like that.
No.
Or something like that. But
Let's get into some more particular details. Okay. So, okay, maybe I should talk about what medicine I'm on right now. I'm on something called Keppra. Which is-
Viagra.
No, levetiracetam. It's a like long word that I
Are you reading
don't
it off
even
somewhere?
know.
Or
no,
do you just know
I
it?
just
You
that's
just
what
know
I remember it as, levetiracetam or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's to prevent the neurons from speaking to each other, like the crazy neurons, is
So
what
The
my doctor
crazy
explained it to me
neurons.
as. Yeah, so that's to help me not
Have seizures?
have a seizure.
Mm.
We realized it's been somewhat working, but it's not the most effective for me because despite increasing the dosage, I still end up having one.
Is that the one you had originally? Or you started
Yeah,
on?
yeah, but a lower dosage.
Mm.
So right now I'm eating 1,500 milligrams 2 times a day, so 3,000 total per day. 1,500 in the morning, 1,500 at night.
Okay.
Along with that, I also have, I'm about to start the new clobazam dosage today. Actually, we just increased it a little bit from 10 to 20 milligrams. So now I'm also going to be having 20 milligrams of this other medication called clobazam each night. What are the effects of these medications? It makes you very sleepy, and it makes you irritated.
Have you noticed that? I think you talked about this before.
Yeah, this I think I mentioned before.
Yeah.
I've noticed the sleepiness for sure.
Mm.
The irritation I think I might have, or it's just with getting older. Like I don't know. Well, it's probably as a cause of the medication too. But yeah, I've noticed that as well. But mainly the sleeping. Like I've been taking a lot of midday naps. So it's really good that my co-op right now is super chill and everyone there is really cool.
Does your work know about it?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's the same co-op, right? Yeah. Okay, that
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. That
My
makes
manager knows about it. Not my whole place though.
sense.
I'll probably let them loop them in as well though in a bit.
Okay. You want me to tell them too?
No. Well, you did come to my work once that one time.
Yeah. I don't think anyone saw. Maybe I think a security guard saw me.
Oh, maybe. Because there's a couple other offices in there, or companies in there too, at different offices on different floors.
Okay.
Anyways, what else should I mention?
Oh, you want me to talk about that time? I think you might have had a seizure.
Okay,
I don't know if you remember.
let's hear the story. I don't know about this one. Like, where was it?
Yeah, because I've never talked about it since it happened. Because I remember right the day after we played basketball.
Oh, okay.
It was me, you, Henry, and I think Kaida. We were playing. It might have just been me, you, and Henry though. We were playing poker.
Okay.
We were playing poker on my table.
Wait,
Right here.
How recent was this?
Like a month or two ago.
Okay, so pretty recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then wait, what
And
happened?
so you were the one dealing the cards,
Yeah.
and then let me think. Basically, yeah, you were dealing the cards, and then you forgot to burn a card before you dealt like the turn or something, the turn on the river.
Okay.
And then we were like, "Yo, Brian, you forgot to burn a card."
Oh, and I completely lost.
Yeah, you literally
respond.
you just held the card, and you're like, "Yeah."
That's probably
Like,
a focal
to everything
seizure
we
then.
said. You're just like, "Yeah," and then you didn't move or you didn't say anything.
That sounds like a focal seizure.
And then we were like, "Yo, Brian, are you good?" And then you
I
just
didn't
had
respond. Or I was saying gibberish, right?
It was just like you just kept repeating, "Yeah," I think. And then
That makes sense. That's gibberish.
you were just holding the card out, and, like just like this.
Like not moving.
Yeah, you didn't progress with the game. You're just like
And
yeah.
it lasted like not long,
maybe like
but a
minute.
significant amount of time.
Maybe like a minute.
Like a minute.
Yeah.
And then I suddenly got back to normal.
Yeah.
That is exactly a focal seizure then.
Damn.
Probably. I would say. Like from how you describe it, that sounds exactly like that's what it is.
Do you remember that at all?
I think so. Like I know I just have it. I have them pretty often now. Like I had one. Yeah, I can remember some instances. I think now that you say it, like I think I remember that one too. Like there's just stuff like this. It actually happens pretty often. Like one of these has happened in the hospital. One of these has happened when I was on the street with someone. One of these happened when I was at work, and people are like, it's not like a huge health concern, but it's people are like, what are you doing?
It's
like
pretty weird.
it's like it's like weird, right? Like ideally you wouldn't want that to happen, right?
Wait, does it like affect your body too? Like, can you still?
Those cases are not damaging, so they don't hurt you.
But can you like
in
move
any
and
way.
still?
I can still move, yes, I believe.
But it's basically like
It's just my brain doesn't function.
Mm.
That's essentially what it is. Yeah, my brain can't register what's being said to me, and it can't formulate the words needed to respond to it.
Damn.
So that's what a focal seizure is. And you know, I had to explain this to my I was doing a lot of research, so I had to explain this to my seizure doctor too. So he was telling me more about what a focal seizure is. There's one more type of seizure called an absent seizure, which I thought was what those situations would be.
Mhm.
But he said those are typically more common in kids.
Absence.
Yeah, I think it's absence or absent, maybe same thing.
Uh-huh.
So he told me that those are focal seizures. So, yeah, ideally I stop having those as well. What else do we need to mention? Okay, what has been my plan so far? So basically, I was in the EMU. Remember, I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, right? This was in March of 2024. This was just to see where the seizures are stemming from, like where the
Mm.
root cause of the seizure is,
Okay.
just so they know that, in fact, if they do remove the tumor, it is in fact the cause of the seizures, most likely. They found out
So
that.
there's like a chance the tumor has nothing to do with the seizures.
Oh no, they're pretty certain.
They're
like
pretty certain,
when
okay.
when I do have this, I had one in the EMU. The purpose of the EMU is to like monitor your electro waves in the brain.
Mm.
So then they want you to have one in the seizure. They take you off meds during that time, and then when you don't have one, or no, when you do have one, while with all those things on your head, to monitor your brain waves, they can track like in which position the seizure starts from, and so they could tell that it was starting from the tumor.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not a guarantee that I'll be completely tumor free, just because they're not certain yet that they can remove the whole tumor, but there's a good chance that I'll need to stop, or at least lower the dosage of medication, make sure it's at a controllable amount now. I can probably drive again after this, for 6
Wow.
months.
Can you drive right now?
No, technically not. Like, it would be illegal for me to. It's also too risky
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, I'm just saying like.
Yeah. So post-operation, we'll see if I'm seizure-free. I think for like 6 months is when you get your license back.
Since you have your last seizure.
Yeah. But the problem is also, there have been people who've gone through the same thing as me, right? 5 years later, 5 years, they've been seizure-free. 5 years later, they have another seizure. So
Wait, who is that?
this was just someone else that, a story I heard from someone else.
Oh.
I had a call with this group, like the epilepsy group, someone from the epilepsy group, and they were telling me different stories, connecting me with people who've done this before. I should mention, I'm also on the younger end of people who have these types of tumors. Most people are middle-aged, like 30, 40. Anyone can have this sort of stuff, though, but for me, I'm definitely more on the rare side, like,
Because of how young you are.
yeah, because I'm only 21 years old. Most people are like 30, 40 even.
Did they have, like,
middle-aged with kids is the typical demographic. For me, and you know what? I look at that as kind of like a benefit. Like, I don't have children yet, so,
Yeah, that's good.
you know,
If you're going to
there's
have
no dependence on me,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah, if you're going to have it, then right now is better than when you have responsibilities.
Yeah.
Oh,
My responsibilities now are way less.
Are there are there like risk factors for it, like that you had, or is it just like pretty much random?
You mean the tumor?
Yeah.
Like, you mean what caused it?
Yeah.
I would say it's pretty much random. I don't know for certain, but yeah, it, like, prior to discovering this, that's why I say, like, my whole philosophy on life has completely changed too. Like, I was a completely healthy guy with everything. Like, weight-wise, blood pressure, all this stuff, all these things that they typically check for. I was a completely normal, healthy guy with no problems, zero problems at all. This is my first ever real big thing that's happened to me. Like, I've never had a surgery before either. Never had any operation even remotely close to this size. I basically never even go to the hospital too prior to this. And now I'm going, like, so much, talking to my doctors all the time. Like, it's just been life-changing. Completely life-changing. Like,
Wow.
yeah. Made me change as a person. Let me see if there's anything else I need to cover.
Nonverbal. Wait, am I supposed to read this?
Yeah, you can read it.
Nonverbal intelligence superior.
Oh, yeah, so... Okay,
Not about
so
you,
now
or is
I'll
that
talk a
doctor?
little bit about my meeting with this other... He's this, I don't know how do you even call it? It's another doctor. His name is Dr. Gold, and I did, like, a psycho analytical test with him, just to kind of see how my brain functions. in which side of the brain I use to do certain tasks. So, for example, I had a really wide range in different tests that we did. So you can read it.
Wow, that's
What's on
pretty
the screen
interesting
right
stuff.
now.
Because you've talked about this, but I don't think you've ever talked about like the results, at least like this.
Oh,
That's pretty interesting.
maybe. Yeah.
Superior.
So my non-verbal intelligence was superior, for example.
What is that? Like math, or what?
I guess so. I don't know.
Or it's processing speed. You got like how many gigahertz you got?
Yeah, which one were the bad ones?
Naming.
Naming. Oh, naming things. Was that the test? I don't really remember exactly what it was, but yeah, some tests I excelled on completely above average. Other tests I was well below average.
Wow.
So my brain works in weird ways, is what he discovered.
That's interesting.
It was really like out of the ordinary, is what he said. So
Wait, what was out of the ordinary?
like the fact that the range of my scores was so different.
Oh, like how like some are so high and
yeah,
some are
some
low.
are so high, some are so low.
Oh. Is that related to the tumor, or is that...
It might be, yeah. That's why, like, yeah, I would guess so. He said it was a little bit strange, but it's not bad. It's just not typically seen, is what he said.
Do you think, have you noticed like any differences in your mind, like
With my brain, you know,
yeah,
it
like,
might be
like do you think you're different from like when you were in like grade 9 or something?
yeah, like stuff like this. I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting the term for things more often now, but I don't know if it's just getting older or if that's the direct correlation between this and that. I do kind of notice my brain weakening, forgetting things more easily. Yeah, so that might be one thing actually. Yeah,
But it could also be a
could,
placebo.
yeah, it could be a placebo. You know, like I was just trying to think of the term placebo effect. Couldn't think of that term.
Oh, you're just trying to think
Yeah, so there is the placebo effect. Let me just go through. Oh, so basically, like leading up to the surgery, I had to go to the EMU to find out where the seizures were coming from. They found out it is from the seizure epilepsy monitoring unit, I think is what it stands for. Yeah, I was there for 3 weeks. Then I did this test with Dr. Gold just to figure out what my scores
none
are
of yours
before.
were impaired, right? Oh wait, no, naming was impaired. Mildly impaired.
Yeah, mildly impaired naming. I don't remember what that is for exactly. But yeah, I might need to be meeting with Dr. Gold post operation a lot more too, as my like psychotherapist. Or he was talking to me about that too. But this guy's like an amazing guy as well. Like you know what I realized? Like every single doctor, like they just seem so high quality humans. I don't know. Maybe that's what it takes to become a doctor, you know? But they're like you could tell like the doctor, I remember even back then I was like, okay, this guy definitely goes to the gym. He's like tall.
A doctor.
Yeah, he's like he's like well shaven and everything, good looking young man. And plus he's a doctor, right? And then like with Dr. Gold, like the way he speaks about things is just so nice, and yeah, he's like an amazing guy.
Wow.
Like I can't imagine people disliking, like even Dr. Valiente, which is my neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
Like they're just everyone there is just a wonderful team of people.
Wow.
Yeah, like they seem to like all like their jobs. They seem to really take care of what they're doing, and they have their life like together. And yeah, it's probably what it takes. That's what it takes to become a doctor, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, and with every single doctor I met, they were all so amazing. Was my impression of each of them.
Wow.
Which is pretty interesting.
That's cool.
Anyways, see if there's anything else. Oh, I should mention that. Okay. So, before we needed to do surgery, we weren't sure, like, what type of surgery. Because the craniotomy, which is the type I think I'll be doing, where they open up the skull, that one's pretty invasive, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple other things you can do. like there's like one called the LITT, which is more of a laser surgery. Different types of surgeries like that. But we realized that a craniotomy is the only option, pretty much. So, well, we will do what needs to be done, but yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. Post operation, see if I need anything else. But yeah, I think we covered all the main points. Oh, recovery post surgery. Did I get into this yet? So, the recovery time is typically 3 months.
Wow, that's pretty short. I feel like
it is shorter than I expected.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be taking 1 term off school. This is even less than the term. Some people, of course, it varies person to person. Some people might take 4 months. Some take 3. The surgery itself will only be 3 hours, shorter than I expected. Once again,
out of the hospital
in 3 to 5
That's
days.
crazy.
Yeah,
that seems really crazy.
there might be a lot of swelling when I'm done my surgery too. Like I have no clue what I'll look like post operation, but it's quite the experience. Just is all I can describe it as. Like it's like terrifying, but at the same time, it's like what needs to be done must be done, and like, it adds meaning to the stuff that I do now. Like this is like in the future, man. My previous job, right? As studying computer science. All right, we're gonna get philosophical. Studying computer science, I feel like I'm not really adding much meaning to the world. Like it's not necessary.
Okay.
Or it doesn't help anyone in a way that changes their lives. So, but after going through this, I'm like, maybe I should find something, if I do successfully recover from this, to actually like add some more meaning and more of an impact on the world as a whole.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like after in the future, I also want to perhaps volunteer at the hospital or join these other groups to share my story to them, because I'm going to be meeting with some people who have done the same surgery in the past. So they're going to tell me about their experiences and do different more meaningful stuff in this short lifespan that we have.
Nah, I totally get that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll see what it is. Because I met with this other person who was talking about working at the hospital because they need some computer science people too. I was like, I want to work for a meaningful company with a nice boss and everything. Work for meaningful people that deserve this type of stuff. Deserve, good stuff and aren't not kind of just money chasers. They're kind of more doing it to help others. Now that I've gone through this, my whole perspective on life has changed too, right? I discussed that in the other video too. But yeah, just the way I look at things. I was also saying when I take my nightly walks, right? I just look at the nights. I could look at a plant and be like, damn, because a plant is a living thing. I'm like, oh damn, the way it blows in the wind. I'm like, damn. So this also has life to it, what people consider living thing. I'm like, I look at everything more as each thing as something special now. My whole philosophy has changed. I think that might just be with getting older anyways.
You gotta sniff the roses.
Yeah, I be sniffing roses and stuff now.
I be sniffing roses.
Yeah, I'm that's also why in the future highly considering getting a dog. Or you know, I've always wanted children too, but people have been telling me that they don't want kids. Like, I think that is something that adds meaning to living.
I think so too.
So I would like that. Still, have a pet. Stuff like that. Take care of things, and then, like, for me, I don't even really care about. Because I'm very curious, right? Like, I'm also very curious about the afterlife. So I love exploring things. Like, I don't even. Since I'm so curious about what goes on post-death, I'm kind of like, if I die right now, of course I can't because, like,
I'll protect you.
yeah, no, like, there's still people around me who are important, right? But if I was just me by myself, like, I'm super curious to see, like, I kind of embrace it. Like, if it's must happen, like, I'm not scared of death,
I mean, what have you been doing?
My goal for the past year, I've been focusing on this a lot, right?
On the tumor?
On on my situation, like the tumor,
Okay.
my seizures, different things like that. But before that, also, I was like, because people tell me post-grad, like, life is miserable, it seems. So I'm like, oh my god, like, it's way harder to me. Yeah, like, I went to some networking event. They were just telling me, like, life is what you make of it. Like, I'm pretty sure life sucks. Like, to be honest. Like, they just do nothing every day they can.
I feel like, yeah, there are definitely people who are in that situation. But I've also heard a lot of stories about how people have a much better life after school.
Really?
Including me, probably.
Oh, that's good.
I don't like school.
Okay,
I much prefer after school.
Wow, that is actually really good news to hear. 'Cause, so far, not a single person has told me they liked life after school. Everyone has told me, but then again, those are maybe it's like because we work in, like, different fields too, I guess.
That's true.
Those people are all in the same field as me, which is not looking good.
Crap.
Yeah, they're like, life is just brutal every day. Like, they don't do anything. It's way harder to hang out with friends. Like, you need to schedule things like months in advance, weeks in advance at least.
Are the people telling you that usually like?
So this was at a networking event. The people there were 25 to 30 years old. It was supposed to be for students, I thought, but yeah, it was all.
And wait, those are the people telling you that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like 25. This 25-year-old, as well as this 30-year-old. Oh my god.
The pitfalls of being outside.
The wind is building. Yeah, so the people who told me that stuff was all older people. And so they've been living, like, I don't know, from the way they described it, it did not seem that exciting, man.
I mean, it might not be exciting, but okay. But I mean, I feel like, are those people who tell you that, are they like very high achievers? Would you say?
Not exceptionally.
Really? Because what I had
Well,
imagined...
like, one of them studied engineering, I remember. Like, depends on what do you mean by high achieving. Like, it's pretty good. They getting an engineering degree is definitely pretty tough, right? But what they said was, like, they always had a focus, like, what needs to be done, the next, like, what courses need to be taken, the next assessment, the next, assignment, the next exam, the next job to look for, the next co-op to look for. But then now that they're settled down in a full-time job, they're like, what now? Like, how should I spend my weekends?
So they were like, it's like their like life goal was like focusing on that one thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like once they finished it, they feel like
they lose meaning, So I was like, dang. You're the first person who told me the opposite, actually. So that's good.
Really?
Yeah, like I know 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
I mean, the
3
reason
people who are opposite situation right now.
the reason I bring up like the high achieving people is because I feel like a lot of times they like people who are like super high achieving, they're like workaholics, they have a lot of responsibilities, they're constantly working, and then if you're not if you didn't plan to live a life like that, then it could be really overwhelming.
You know, yeah, I can see people. I don't know 2 of them well enough to say, but I know at least one of them is definitely a workaholic. The other 2, I think engineering, you do need to work a lot though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know.
It's like it's hard to maintain like a balanced life when you're that focused on your work. Is
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
I think I can see that. I can see that. Oh man, we'll see after this operation. I mean, you know the date of this operation. Man,
And
like I might die that day. Maybe my
Bruh,
death. John, I'll leave it to you.
You'll be fine, dude.
I think I'm most likely yes, but in case anything happens, you will be the one to know. If you don't hear from me 2 or 3 days after that, then it means I went bye bye.
Bruh.
I'm donezo from the world.
Bruh.
I'm
Nope.
on to the next.
Bruh, that's not happening. Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
I mean, like, yeah, we can never say for sure, right? But most likely, everything should go well.
The odds are in your favor.
Let me see if there's anything that else I need to cover. I covered what I think all the medical stuff we got. The video's an hour long already. Holy crap!
What? How long did you plan for it to be? Or
Like 30 minutes.
really, bro?
Yeah, we did dive into some philosophical stuff too, though.
It was long after 30 minutes already.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Seizure dates, I covered all that. Okay. Final thing. I guess I should do a TLDR then.
Wait.
Which is what I did for the last video too.
Oh wait, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So like we'll do okay. So a TLDR, this is a continuation from my previous video. This time we're taking more of a medical look into my situation. If you don't know me already, my name is Brian Zhang. I'm a 21-year-old computer science student at the University of Waterloo, currently on my co-op term, so I'm living back in Richmond Hill. I work as a developer at Statistics Canada. I'm
You're a
about
developer?
yeah, like SW software developer,
Damn.
Python developer is what I do.
Wow.
My surgery, I'm gonna be having a craniotomy soon, which is pretty much brain surgery to remove a tumor. It's a grade 1 ganglioglioma in my left temporal lobe, which controls verbal memory. So my verbal memory is expected to weaken by 20 to 30%. The example I gave of this is like, I can look at the CN Tower, let's say, but I just can't recall the name of what a CN Tower is, or even something as simple as a cup. I'm like, can you pass me that thing that holds water? Like, what is it called?
Beta.
Yeah, like, so that's what verbal memory pretty much is. The names of things.
Wait, did they say how long that thing would last?
3 months, maybe.
Oh, so that's the recovery
so
period.
one other thing. It's in the left temporal lobe, right? So,
Yeah.
pretty much what they told me was eventually the right side of my brain will take over as I learn,
Whoa.
as I relearn certain things.
Yeah.
What else is there? So, leading up to this, I first discovered my tumor in June of last year, June 2023. And it's now June 2024. I've had multiple tonic-clonic seizures, which is the full seizure where I'm convulsing. Along with those, I've had multiple focal seizures, which is a different type of seizure, not as threatening as tonic-clonic ones. Anything else that I need to cover? Currently, I'm each time I increase my medications, they don't seem to be that effective on me. I'm still getting seizures despite increasing medications, which is why I thought surgery. I'd rather do surgery as soon as possible, sooner rather than later. And the recovery time is around 3 months. It's a 3-hour surgery, and during the surgery, I'm going to be awake. So what that means is that if they poke around, like touch a certain part of the brain, they need to make sure, like, if they remove this part, I'm not going to suddenly lose all my speech or vision. So they need to make sure that I can keep those, right? Like, they could remove the whole tumor itself, but let's say they remove part of my brain, and then once they remove it, I can no longer talk, right? So they need to make sure I can still talk, right? Quality of life is still very important. I'm going to be out of the hospital in 3 to 5 days, but the full-on recovery time just to relearn everything is going to be around 3 to 4 months. And yeah, this has completely changed my whole perspective on life. Here's a more of a medical look, looking at this from a more medical perspective. But those are the main details. Anything else that needs to be discussed?
One important thing.
Okay.
What does this chocolate taste?
Oh yes, John.
With blueberries.
We forgot about John. John had shared. So we were eating in the middle of this, because John likes to play his mukbang video all the time.
Bruh.
Yeah, and right before this, he said, "Chocolate and blueberries is fire."
Specifically dark chocolate.
Okay.
Because it's like bitter.
So let's end off the video like this then. We covered everything that we need to, right? Pretty much.
I
think so. All right, whatever. That's the gist of it.
Right.
If you see me for a follow-up, it will be post-operation. This is the last you'll see of me until after my operation's complete. Only John knows when that is, so it's just gonna be like, surprise, Brian's alive, or it's gonna be like, surprise, Brian's completely brain dead,
no
something like that.
No tea.
Yes.
No tea.
Like, who knows what could happen. Anyways, let's try this to end off the video. Cheers.
All right, wait. I think you eat the chocolate first, and then.
And how many blueberries do you grab?
There's like a handful.
Holy crap, that's so much. I'll grab like 3. Blueberries first.
No.
Oh, chocolate first.
I'll eat more, actually. I think it's better if you eat the whole thing.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Dude, I feel like when you're focusing on it, it's like, I told you it was good, then you're gonna like over critique it.
It's not bad at all.
It's good.
Like, I would eat it more.
It's good. Dark chocolate is good for you. But
wait, I just realized it's also 9 o'clock, which is time for my medicine.
oh crap.
So I should take my medicine right now too. I'll have that on video too.
Alright. Live editing. You know who else eats a lot of dark chocolate?
Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
Knew it.
Except he eats like 100% dark chocolate.
Wow.
I'm kind of interested in what that tastes like. It's probably pretty bitter, but I think it'd go well with blueberries. Wait, which one
I
is
can
this?
show what my medications are live, because it's 9 p.m. right now, which is when I take it.
So this is the old one, right?
No. These are 2 different types. One of them this one's the one Capra, levetiracetam. Yeah, levetiracetam.
Oh, this is the first one, right?
Yeah, I have to take this twice a day.
Yeah.
3,000 milligrams total per day, so 3 tablets each. Each one is 250 milligrams. Yeah, so 6 times 250 is 1,500, and then twice a day is 3,000, right?
Wait, so you have to eat 6 right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was 3.
damn.
Oh. You know why? Actually, it's because I used to not be able to like swallow the big pills very well, so I requested smaller pills. But now I can do it. I've improved. I can swallow the bigger pills.
It was a hard pill to swallow.
Oh my god! Yeah, like I used to find the big ones too big to swallow fully. Now I can take it though. So when I go to the pharmacist next time, like they said they'll give me the bigger size. I don't need to eat like all this.
Oh, okay. So normally you don't have to eat 6. Right.
Yeah, for most people they'd eat like 750 milligram size one or something like that. Anyways, today's my first day of eating 2 of these.
Oh wait, really? It's your first day?
Yeah, because I just had a seizure like 2 days ago, in the nighttime. Actually, yesterday night.
Oh really? Wow.
I think so. Or, yeah. Wow, damn, yeah. So there's one.
Are you okay from that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
Like
didn't,
I was
fall down
super
or-
sore. Oh, it was yesterday, 2 a.m. So it was
In bed.
2 nights ago, like technically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in bed.
In bed, okay.
Yeah.
And you,
My doctor just sent me an email suggesting I eat 20 milligrams of this now, so I'm taking 2.
and you like just got the prescription today?
Pretty much like just got the news of how much.
Oh wait,
I'm
no, it's just
supposed
the
to
news.
take. Yeah,
It's just the dosage change.
the dosage change.
You
Yeah.
don't have to get anything new.
So those were the 2 medications that I need to take. Here's the clobazam. Here's the Keppra. Keppra is like the common name for it. Levetiracetam is the medical term. I don't know, basically same thing.
And then you gotta eat the strawberry.
No, you have those. All right, let's
gotta-
end off the video though.
You gotta feed it to you.
Okay, that'll end off the video officially.